Hey everybody, Mark here from Soulfly Concepts. Today I'm going to be showing you how to light your approach lights. That's right, light them. I'm not going to be showing you how to make them because, a lot of people can make a lot of fancy shapes in a lot of fancy programs. And, well, I made this one, and other people made other ones. So, yeah, I'm not going to show you how to make the actual light structure itself, but I will show you how to make the light. So, once you've got your approach light system, or should I say your main body for your approach light, you're then going to want to sort of measure the distance between lights and work out a nice size for your actual light to be. I'm just going to go ahead and wing it. 2.2. There we go. I just winged it, which isn't bad. Okay, so now we're going to stick it on top of the light and just move it forward by a few inches or centimeters, whatever you feel is necessary. Now this is the start of our main light for this particular light here. So let's go ahead and find ourselves a nice light. Oop, hang on, what have we got? Amber, Amber Glow, APF1. Just call it APF1. Let's say 2.2. Yep. No problem. Click on that. Let's position the texture like so. And there we are. Now, all we have to do is get that to our center on the light. So just move it down on the blue axis until it looks roughly right. Using your eyes is probably the best thing to do instead of going for all technicality and moving it down by 0.1 of an inch and 0.5 of an inch and things like that. So there we have 1. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to measure the midpoint from here to here. From here to here. And that is 2.61. And that's how far it's going to move from the midpoint. Let's grab the midpoint, control once, and then move. So 2.61. There we are. Very nice. And that works the same as we go across the board. Okay. That's our approach light pretty much lit. What we're going to do now is we're just going to convert them. Now we're going to group them. And there we have it. That's your approach light lit. Now there's a couple of more tweaks to do before we can export it. Well, I say a couple, there's only really one. We want to open the group up, and the back edge, where we're not going to see, click on the default color, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there we have it. That's your approach light, all lit and ready to go. So let's export. Let's call it approach stand 1. Open up MCX, and let's get it in there. Where are we? There it is. And there's our light. On the other side, it's all nice and sparkly. So, what do we do now? Well, there's a couple of things to do now. First, we want to get rid of default color. So anything on this side that you would normally see disappears. So let's remove that. That also shaves off a few polygons. Now we're left with 2 textures. For this one, the approach light itself, the flare we just added, we want to change this to assume vertical normal. That way it stays bright in a shadowy situation. And of course, we don't want it to be emitting a shadow, because if it was to emit a shadow, it would look somewhat like that. horrible. There we go. Much better. So, that's pretty much everything we need to do for that right now. All we have to do now is just textures. Let's save them. DXT, save. Boom, done. Export the object. Place it somewhere where we know. In there. There we go. Okay, now that's done, we're just going to go ahead and bring it on back in. Like that. If we come around this way. Oh no, we've got a problem. No, don't worry, it's easy to fix. Everything's perfectly fine. Oh, what I saved as DXT? Was it DXT? Yeah, it was DXT. So, the problem you think, straight away, you think it's a problem with the main lights itself. It's not true. It's because the alpha blend on this is the issue. It's the alpha blend on the approach texture itself. Nothing to do with the lights. Come down to frame buffer blend. Change the top one to 0. Destination blend, and we'll change the source blend to 1. And there we have it. It's fixed. Click on this now. Just check to see what would happen if we turn on that. That's all well and good, I like that. So now, the lights won't cut themselves out. And the Z light's on. The frame buffer blend has been sorted for the approach texture. Well, that's pretty much everything we need to do, apart from nighttime. What's that called? APF1. So it's that one at the top. So control and paste. Get rid of that. Underscore lemma for light map. And there we go. Nighttime. Change. Isn't it pretty? Well, that's all well and good. Now, we don't need to save any textures because the light map is exactly the same texture as the day. So let's go ahead and just export the model. Yes. And there we have it. After that, you can obviously open up Library Creator, place that into there, make your own libraries, place it into Flight Sim as you normally would anything else. Of course, this is a set size, so you might want to create one without the base on it like this and a longer neck, say. So you can place them at different heights. So yeah, there you go. That's how to make your approach lights look sparkly during the day and sparkly during the night. If you wanted to use your approach lights during the day but have them be turned off, then I would heavily suggest using light attach points, because during the day, yep, the lights should normally be off, but if it's foggy or snowing or raining heavily, then they should be on, which is why I always have my lights on, because I make them this way. So my approach lights are always turned on, just in case you need to make a low visibility approach. I won't lie to you though, they're not very good for low vis approaches. So yeah, that's how to make your approach lights look sparkly. My name is Mark from Soulfly Concepts. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. No, seriously, subscribe. And, well, I will catch everyone later. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Bye-bye.